He built an empire worth billions, but Pablo Escobar wasn't just a drug lord, he was a domestic terrorist and a threat to the stability of two nations. This is the story of how the United States, the most powerful country in the world, declared war on one man, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. In the 1980s, Escobar turned Colombia into the center of the global cocaine trade. He wasn't hiding, he was operating with power. Protected by over 1,000 men and surrounded by violence, he trafficked over 70 tons of cocaine to the U.S. every month. That's over $400 million a week, funded by addiction, corruption, and death. But money wasn't his most dangerous weapon, it was influence. Escobar had judges, police, and politicians on his payroll. Colombia couldn't touch him because he had bought the system. And when someone refused, they didn't live long. The U.S. had to act. Addiction in America was rising, violence in Colombia was exploding, DEA agents were dying overseas. Washington launched Plan Colombia, sending weapons, training, and intelligence to hunt Escobar down. This wasn't about justice anymore. It was about shutting down a man who had declared war on the very idea of law. Escobar's biggest fear? Extradition. He once said, "I'd rather die in Colombia than rot in a U.S. prison." So when the U.S. pushed for it, Escobar responded with terror. Judges were murdered, police were ambushed, a commercial airliner was bombed, killing innocent civilians. He even paid bounties to kill police officers, turning the streets into war zones. Colombia was bleeding. So the U.S. made a desperate move. They found help not in the system, but outside of it. A group appeared, Los Pepes, short for people persecuted by Pablo Escobar. But this wasn't just victims, it was a brutal alliance of Colombian police, rival cartels, and shadowy intelligence forces. They didn't follow rules, they targeted Escobar's lawyers, houses, even his family. They wanted to destroy everything he stood for. December 2, 1993, after 16 months in hiding, Escobar made a call to his son. Authorities traced it. They closed in on a safe house in Medellin. Escobar tried to run across the rooftop. He didn't make it. He was shot and killed. Some say police took the shot, others claim he ended it himself. To this day, the truth is unclear, but the violence Escobar unleashed left scars that never fully healed. Escobar's death ended a chapter, but not the war. Cocaine still flows. New cartels replaced the old. This wasn't a victory, it was a warning. Power without accountability becomes terror, and Pablo Escobar was living proof. Escobar was gone, and his family fled to Argentina. But his name, it refused to die. Even after his rooftop death in Medellin, the empire he built didn't vanish overnight. For more stories of real crime, subscribe the Cartel PB.